Hi guys, welcome to the new episode of Retrospect. Today we're going to talk about a new project that is gaining a lot of momentum in the pre-sale phase called Bitcoin Hyper. And they're advertising themselves as the fastest Bitcoin Layer 2 chain, unleashing the power of Bitcoin through payments, meme coins, and decentralized apps. So there are four main technical pillars for this project to become a reality. This is an old article from May. They had raised $200,000, but right now they're sitting on $13 million raised. The first technical pillar is the canonical bridge. This serves as a secure gateway between Bitcoin's main blockchain and Bitcoin Hyper's high-speed Layer 2 environment. And what it does is it monitors specific Bitcoin addresses for incoming transactions, and it verifies them through cryptographic proofs before creating equivalent assets on their Layer 2. And that ensures that the assets on both layers are backed on the main chain. This is unique because on typical cross-chain bridges, there's a centralized validator, whereas this one is a trustless verification mechanism. Next is the SVM architecture. Bitcoin Hyper's implementation of the Solana virtual machine allows them to process transactions in parallel rather than sequentially. This handles multiple operations simultaneously instead of forming a single file line, and it results in transaction finality in seconds rather than Bitcoin's typical 10-minute block time. And this allows various applications to become more feasible, as the SVM supports not only basic transfers but also complex programmable operations. Smart contracts can execute multi-step processes with the same speed as simple payments. And this creates a familiarity for developers because it's familiar programming models with additional Bitcoin-specific libraries. Next, it uses zero-knowledge security, and this is a method to verify transactions without revealing their details to the entire network. This creates practical confidentiality for business operations, payroll processing, and personal finances. And it improves efficiency by reducing the data needed for verification. And then finally is the settlement system. Bitcoin Hyper's settlement system creates security bridge between high-speed Layer 2 operations and Bitcoin's consensus model. This periodically commits the Layer 2 state back to Bitcoin's main blockchain using batching and compression techniques that minimize the data footprint on Bitcoin's main chain. The system creates cryptographic summaries that prove the validity of thousands of operations simultaneously. The pre-sale started on May 14th, 2025. There's no minimum purchase, no maximum purchase. I've seen people buy $1 worth of Bitcoin Hyper. As of today, it's raised about $30 million, which is quite staggering. The initial pre-sale price was 0.0115. Current pre-sale price is 0.012835. There is pre-listing staking with dynamically adjusted APYs, which will decrease as more and more people invest in this pre-sale. The current pre-sale APY is around 90% and becomes more sustainable as the staking pool increases. The launch of the mainnet is expected to happen in Q3 or Q4. There's no exact date, so there is no final date in terms of the pre-sale end date. They mentioned prevailing market condition when discussing its pre-sale end date. If Bitcoin is in an extended bull cycle and altcoin season is in full swing, the likelihood is that the team will end the pre-sale campaign early, enabling them to capitalize on the strong market sentiment. Accepted coins for pre-sale are ETH, USDT, BNB. Remember, this is not financial advice. Do not put in what you can't afford to lose in this. You're all adults, but I almost know you guys will do whatever you want anyway. There's talk about initial listings being at about 4 cents. People talking about end of year highs between 18 and 21 cents. So if you could get in now, you're talking about a 20x. They're talking about 50 cents into 2026. That could give you a 50x, but it's all speculation at this point. Each pre-sale stage will last for 3 days or until its allocation is sold out, whichever occurs first. Let's look at the roadmap. Phase 1 is the foundation that happened in Q2 2025. We're in phase 2 right now, pre-sale and staking. Phase 3 will happen in about Q3 2025, which is the mainnet launch. Phase 4 is ecosystem expansion, which will be the launch of the Bitcoin Hyper developer kits and listing on major centralized and decentralized exchanges. And phase 5 is launch of Bitcoin Hyper DAO for community proposals and voting. So let's talk about tokenomics. Total supply 21 billion Hyper. Treasury 30% of that. 20% of that is available for the pre-sale, which is about 4.2 billion Hyper tokens. Marketing 25%, rewards 5%, listings 10%, and development 30%. This is their X account. They've got 14,800 followers. They're posting pretty regularly, and as you can see, they're taking the meme kind of approach to things. And then I just wanted to talk about, and on the same kind of narrative of of projects building on top of Bitcoin, which makes sense since if you're using Bitcoin on layer 1, you can't really use it for practical kind of use cases, but these layer 2s make it much more practical for us to use Bitcoin on a day-to-day basis. And this week Tether announced that they're bringing USDT to Bitcoin via layer 2 network RGB. RGB stands for Real Good Bitcoin, meaning that Tether can be transacted directly on the world's most secure and decentralized network, bringing fast, private and lightweight payments to billions of people globally. So that means users can hold and transact USDT directly using Bitcoin wallets. There's no need for wrapping or relying on other blockchains. So there's an increasing trend of this happening, and it makes sense since Bitcoin is the best store of value of all the tokens since it's trustless. Yet these layer 2s allow people to use Bitcoin for day-to-day use cases. So I'll drop the link of the Bitcoin Hyper pre-sale website. And guys, tell me what you think. I mean, in my opinion, for people to throw $13 million at this, it's absolutely crazy, but we've seen crazier things happen in the crypto world. It could be a complete dud. It could be an absolute gem of an investment and give you 50, 100x, who knows? If you liked the video, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.